Hi, it's Brad from Trends Audio. I'm here today with Ben Lilly of ATC, and we wanted to get a little bit more information about ATC. So, Ben, welcome.
Hi, Brad. How you doing?
Good. Hey, give us a kind of how did the whole ATC thing get started? Where did it begin?
Well, our founder, Billy Woodman, came over to the UK from Australia to study electrical engineering and acoustics. He then went on to work for Goodman's Loudspeakers, a major UK manufacturer of OEM components and systems. Around that time, whilst he was at Goodman's, he came up with a couple of ideas for transducers that he really thought were worthy of being taken to full products. And at that time, Goodman's weren't so interested. They were going down a more high volume, lower quality business model. So Billy struck out on his own to found ATC with a focus on lower volume, high quality drive unit components.
What do you think makes ATC really as different as they are? How are they? How are they different than most others?
Everything's made in-house. Critically, the components, so the bass drivers, the mid-range drivers, the high-frequency drivers are all made in-house. So it gives us a distinct advantage. So if we're looking at a new product or improving an existing product, we can start with at component level. We've got direct control of the philosophy that's applied to those components, the materials we use, and the engineering. So it gives us greater flexibility, and we maybe don't have to make some compromises that some other companies might have to make who are using OEM supply.
Are these all made on big giant machines or by hand, or how do you do it?
No, everything's handmade. We have some automated.
Everything?
Yeah, everything's handmade. There's some glue dispensing, for instance. That's we've got some automated glue dispensing, but still everything is assembled by hand. Every single drive unit, bass, mid, and high, regardless of product. So I suppose that's one other and unique aspect, really, as well as there's no dumbing down for a more affordable product. If you're buying an SCM12 passive two-way, it's still got the same level of drive unit component fitted as a more expensive product. They're all still handmade in the factory. Got the same team of production engineers.
I suppose that makes it hard to copy because nobody's building stuff that way anymore.
No, when people want quick, cheap production. So yeah, it definitely puts the copycats off.
Yeah. So give me a feel of what ATC's product line looks like. Where do you start and where does it stop?
So we start with a 12-liter two-way speaker, the SCM12 Pro. It's a passive. We've then got the 20 liters with 6-inch mid-bass in passive and active form. Then we go up to the 25, which is our compact three-way near field. Great as a a main monitor in a smaller space, or near field in a larger room. And then the bigger brother of the 25 to 45. Again, that could be used in a near field situation if you like, in a really a big control room, or it could be your only monitoring option in a slightly smaller space. Then you go up to the 50. That's the product we've made for the longest. That sits in the center of the range, real key product for ATC and a reference point when we're doing design work as well, the SCM50. The 100, the 110, and the 150. So that series of products is what we would probably refer to as our mid-size monitors, generally used in a sort of midfield position, although some customers use 50s as big near fields. And then sitting above those four products, we've got the 200 and the 300, which is a dual 12 and a dual 15 base three-way with an external amplifier, which people would consider the main monitoring options.
And they're monsters. That's about as big as you go, right?
It is, yeah. That's as big as we go. Going larger than that becomes complicated. Trying to ensure the product stays balanced. The mid-range and high frequency reproduction for a bigger system would become difficult. Bass drivers we could use an array to achieve higher SPL, but then finding a single mid-range device and a single high frequency device, because that's sort of a red line, if you like, in terms of the philosophy. We never use multiple mids, multiple tweeters.
Yeah, one of the things that customers ask me about is which one which one sounds best? Which one, or there's a model that sounds better than the others? And I always say, well, no, not really. They sort of all sound very similar. Tell me why that is. How do you do that? And how come other people can't do that?
It goes back to the components, really. It's another advantage. If building your own components means you can ensure consistent materials technology across a range of components, consistent engineering philosophy across a range of components. It also comes back to when you get to the three-way speakers. There's 7 models I think that they're using our mid-range, so that helps enormously with the consistency. And yeah, as you say, we really work hard to ensure there aren't any major differences. Of course, everyone has its own particular signature, but we work hard to minimize that signature and ensure that if someone likes ATC's products, they can work on any model from the smallest to the largest. And if you're in a big facility, you might have a smaller room with a pair of 25s or a big room with 150s. And of course, you need to be able to freely move between those spaces without having to recalibrate on the way.
I've had a few owners of 50s and 100s say they need a small monitor, and we tell them, well, try a 20, and then they come back and say, my 20s sound just like my 50s, only just little. That's a very unique feature to the ATC product line. I think most people don't expect that. And what is if you had to think of what the goal is of ATC product overall for Pro, what would you say that would be?
Just to deliver a loudspeaker with a very neutral characteristic, that's easy to work on for a long period of time, and it's a tool.
Translates?
Yeah, it's a tool. It's a tool, and then that hopefully allows people to produce work that translates to the outside world, to the next stage of production. It's a QC tool, really, but it's a calibrated QC tool, if you like. And yeah, if the work's translating to mastering, to cutting, to finished product, and it's being completed on ATCs, then I think we're doing a good job.
Well, that's fantastic. Thank you, Ben. I appreciate the sort of short but great explanation of the company, and I appreciate your time today. So thank you.
All right. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.
And thanks for watching, everybody. Again, it's Brad from Trans Audio, and thanks for watching. So talk to your ATC dealer about which ATC is right for you. What's great about ATC is you're not trying to choose which one sounds good, you're trying to choose which one fits your room size. So by talking to one of our dealers, you can get zeroed in on the right size for you and the right model for you. But give them a call and they'll help you figure out which one fits you. So thanks for watching.